Hello, everyone. My name is Al Smith, and I'm the founder and director of Bishop Sheen Today. I want to thank you for joining me for my Advent series where I've been sharing some Christmas inspirations from the Venerable Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. We've been going through his 1966 booklet, simply entitled Christmas Inspirations, and we've been reading together some of the passages. And so we're going to share with you today a very beautiful meditation from this book. And I'll bring this up on the screen for you so you can see it. Of course, a very colorful picture of Bishop Fulton J. Sheen at the time. And we're going to share this meditation entitled Divinity is always where you least expect to find it. So I will do my best to tell you this story, and my apologies if I fumble on a word or two, but I will do my best to share this with you. And again, so feel free to follow along at home with me, or to just close your eyes and listen to the meditation. So again, this is entitled Divinity is Always Where You Least Expect to Find It. There was no room in the inn, but there was room in the stable. The inn is the gathering place of public opinion, the focal point of the world's moods, the rendezvous of the worldly, the rallying place of the popular and the successful. But the stable is a place for the outcast, the ignored, the forgotten. The world might have expected the Son of God to be born, if he were to be born at all, in an inn. A stable would be the last place in the world where one would have looked for him. Divinity is always where one least expects to find it. No worldly mind would have ever suspected that he who could make the sun warm the earth would one day have need of an ox and an ass to warm him with their breath, that he who in the language of scriptures could stop the turning about of an Arcturus would have his birthplace dictated by an imperial census, that he who clothed the fields with grass would himself be naked, that he whose hands came planets and worlds would one day have tiny arms that were not long enough to touch the huge heads of cattle, that the feet which trod the everlasting hills would one day be too weak to walk, that the eternal word would be dumb, that omnipotence would be wrapped in swaddling clothes, that salvation would lie in a manger, that the bird which built the nest would be hatched therein. No one would have ever suspected that God coming to this earth would ever be so helpless. And that is precisely why so many miss him. Divinity is always where one least expects to find it. If the artist is at home in his studio, because the paintings are the creation of his own mind, if the gardener is at home among his vines, because he planted them, and if the father is at home among his children, because they are his own, then surely, argues the world, he who made the world should be at home in it. He should come into it as an artist into a studio, as a father into his home. But for the Creator to come among his creatures and be ignored by them, for God to come among his own and not be received by his own, for God to be homeless at home, that could only mean one thing to the worldly minded. The babe could not have been God at all. And that is why they missed him. Divinity is always where one least expects to find it. Thank you for joining me for this Advent reflection time, these Christmas inspirations by Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. I'd ask you to join me again next time as we continue to go through this beautiful book by Fulton Sheen. And until next time, may the Lord continue to bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord look upon you kindly and bring you peace.